everybody, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Creative Place, and I'm going to show you how to make a really cute snowman gift card. I shared a post of what the gift cards look like over on my Facebook page probably about a week ago, and I said I would have a video up on how I made them. And life has just gotten away from me, and so now I'm going to show you. These are really quick. I made 10 of them in no time, especially if you multitask and like punch out all the items at one time, you know, do stuff like that. So let's get started. First of all, you need a piece of black paper that is 4 1/4 by 7. Then you're going to take your score pal, score buddies, score board, whatever you want, and you're going to score at a 1/2 inch on this side. And then it's easier for me to flip it around like this and score again at a 1/2 inch. So now we've got it scored at a 1/2 inch on 2 sides. Now we're going to turn it the long way. And at the 2 1/2 inch mark, which is right here, we're just going to score down to the score mark we just made. So 2 1/2, we're going to score down to the score mark. Then at 3 1/2, we're going to score all the way down. All the way down. Then at the 4 1/2 inch mark, we're only going to score to that score mark. Now we're going to flip it around. And at the 2 1/2 inch mark, again, we're going to score, but only to that score mark we made down that side. And then we're going to skip the 3 1/2 because we already did it. And then we're going to go to 4 1/2 and we're going to score down to that score mark, only to the score line that we made earlier. Okay, now that's all the scoring, so we can get rid of the scoreboard. And now we are going to do some cutting. You can use your scissors, or you can use your scoreboard, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be perfectly even. If not, you can, if you want it perfect, I would suggest using your cutter. If you're okay with it being off a little bit, like I was, then I just go ahead and use my scissors. And I'm just cutting on the score line all the way around like this. So far you see what I've done there. Cutting here. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Right here. And I'm going to cut right along here. Just like that. Push these out of the way. And now we're going to do our scoring. So we're going to bring this up to here, up to the top, line it up, score it across, and a nice good score mark. And now this is where you can look at it and say, oh, the back side isn't quite even. I got a little hair there. And the rest look pretty good. This could probably be trimmed a smidge. Everything else looks good. So there, so I'm going to leave it just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get out our liquid glue. And we are going to put liquid glue all right here, a small little bit up through here. This glue's coming out pretty fast, so you don't need a whole lot. Okay. So it looks like that. I'm going to bring over my mat just in case any of this squeezes out. I'm going to push this down and up. And that is it. We've scored everything right there. So now to decorate the thing. I went ahead and I used an old Martha Stewart punch that is like a goop, but I use it as snow. It's called goop. But I use it as snow, and in the Halloween time you can use it as goop, and I use it in my scrapbooking pages. So I decided to put this along the top. Oh, I should let you know, this original idea, I seen this on May Made It, and she did it a lot different. Well, not a lot different, but she decorated it different. She put a hole punch at the top. I didn't want that because I knew I wanted to use this goop. So if you want, you would put a 3-inch hole punch at the top of this. That's where you could grab a hold of your card and pull it out, and I'll show you what I did instead. But she punched a hole right here to make it so you could pull the card in and out. And I did not do that. I got a piece of fuzz that is following me everywhere. I'm going to trim that off. I wanted the little snow, like it was stuck up on the cute little hat here. Then I took a piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to put this right along here, like this. And then I went ahead and I cannot pick anything up today. I went ahead and put a little bit of glue, and that's actually probably a tad bit too much, so I'm going to dab some off. And I put this right here, like that. Then I grabbed, this is a very old punch. This was a Stampin' Up! Punch. This is a very old punch I've had for years with some holly. But use whatever you have. You may have a die now for this. I just had this punch, so I used it. You could decorate this with anything. It could be pine cones. It could be whatever you want. This is, like I said, these are what I had, so this is what I used. So now I'm going to take, and I've got 3 little berries that I punched out with some glue. And actually, I think I'm going to, I think I want to do it this way. I want to put a little dab of glue on there. Then pick this up and stick it on there. I think that might be easier if it leaves my hand. Put a little dab of glue right here. And then put that down. And then I'll put another little dab right there. And this is just some glittered paper that I had from old Stampin' Up! I don't even know, probably many, many moons ago. So I'm just sticking this down, just like that. Now the next thing that I did was I took, in this month's paper pumpkin kit, they had, for the tags, they had a to and a from in there. So I took the to and the from, and I got out my white craft ink. I think there might be enough ink on here still, so I'm going to stamp the to. Oh yeah. Okay, and I stamped the to right here, like that. Then I'm going to stamp the from, and I just moved that over a little bit under the berries, just like that. And I'll wash this up here in a second. And then what I did for the gift card was I went ahead and I got one of these, this is an old, what do you call it, like, I don't even know what they called it, it's so old. But it looks like a label, or like what you'd put along, so you could use whatever, a circle, whatever you want. But I just happen to have this punch, and I use it a lot still. And I just put in a couple glue dots on each of the corners, of the 4 corners of the punch. I'll show you. So I got one on each of the 4 corners, and then I just took the gift card and I lined up the edges and kind of centered it the best I could, and I went through here. Up here I took an old stamp that said pull out of it. This is an old May May stamp, and I said pull, and I stamped that up there with the white. I didn't get that out, and I should have, but that's where I stamped it. Then this separates. Sometimes it takes a minute to get it to separate, but once you do, and then I just put this in here. And that's all I did for my card. I mean, it's really quick and easy. It doesn't take long. You can decorate it up as much as you want. And then I just sat these in my tree. So I just wanted to share this really quick, easy, if you don't have a gift card holder, how you can make one really quick with very minimal paper, and it doesn't take very long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye, everybody.